just gonna die in the end. Okay, guys, we got something new that I'm excited for today. This video is called Movie Sequels, and it comes from a channel called TheOdd1sOut. Now, I'm a little embarrassed to admit I didn't know who the TheOdd1sOut were prior to this, and it's a YouTube channel with over 12 million subscribers. I'm so out of touch and out of the loop. And as you guys know, I try and determine if whoever it is, before we do a reaction video, if the uploader seems to be cool with reactions. I see a ton of them for the TheOdd1sOut videos, so I'm assuming that they're okay with reaction videos. Obviously, if anyone knows anything different, as always, let me know. And please, please, please support the channels as much as you can of anyone whose videos we react to. The link to the video is always in my description, and you can go support the channel from there. Now, a bunch of you guys, the reason I wanted to check this out was a bunch of you guys had mentioned this to me, this movie sequels video. It's got 10.5 million views as I record this, and it's been out a week. So that's a pretty good number. I mean, it sounds like it's something really good. And I looked around their channel a little bit, and just at some of the titles and stuff, and you guys know I'm a huge animation fan, huge admirer of people who can animate, because it's something I always wished I could do, and I have zero artistic ability. But I'm a big admirer of fun animation, and that's what this looks like it's going to be. But just judging by what you guys have said, I needed to see this movie sequel, so let's go check it out.
Me, Jaden, Domix, Ross, and Aaron are all going on tour doing a show called Scribble Showdown. We're going to these cities on these dates. So if you want to see us play some drawing games live, then go to scribbleshowdown.com, link in the description.
That's a neat idea.
Okay,
go watch them do those games live.
Do you all remember that classic kids movie made in the 70s about a pig and a spider? Yeah,
Charlotte's Web.
Remember how it made us a lot of money? Wait, didn't we already have this conversation? Yeah, we did. But we're remaking this conversation with better graphics.
Remaking
Will Smith.
Yeah.
But why would we remake something that's already good on its own when we could be making something totally original? Because, Ethan, we don't want to take risks, and this will make us more money.
This has got to get pointed at Disney at some
point.
point
That
with
we're
the way
only
they're
doing
going.
These remakes for the money? They'll watch it anyways. I don't want you to think that all sequels and remakes are bad. One of my favorite movies is a spin-off, and I'm very excited for the remake of The Dark Crystal to come out. And if you think I'm going to make a video talking about it when it comes out, you are absolutely correct. So Disney is remaking a bunch of classical movies into live action. They did it with Tarzan, Alice in Wonderland, and they did it with 101 Dalmatians
I'm a big
twice.
Disney
and as
freak,
someone who
and
enjoys cartoons
I'm
little too
growing weary
much,
of it.
I think it would be cool if they remade Treasure Planet or Atlantis into live action. Both of those movies are underrated and have a lot of high-stake, action-packed adventure that would be perfect for a reboot.
That's fair.
And if they did do a reboot, it would introduce a new generation of kids to these awesome movies. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure Disney has good reasons for making sequels and spin-offs. Speaking of Disney sequels, I bet some of you forgot the very old straight-to-VHS Disney sequels. I try to forget about
I
them
remember
every
those.
day.
Yeah.
You can have your own opinion on the Disney
they were
sequels,
bad.
but all the ones that went straight to VHS are terrible.
Yes.
Even The Lion
Completely
King 2,
agree.
that one emo lion was kind of hot. Did I stutter? I know
I only
all
got
those
through
sequels
part of that.
were technically done by a different studio, but let's just hope that Disney will finally break the bad sequel streak with Frozen 2. Or they should just let it go. Straight to VHS. Some franchises like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings have long overarching stories that are designed to have multiple installments.
Sure.
And as long as the studio doesn't stretch out one book into 3 movies, then those types of movies are absolutely fine. But I don't want to talk about those
agree
movies.
with all of this.
I want to talk about sequels to standalone films. Now, I believe that a sequel to a standalone film can be done, but it's a delicate process. Because in the first movie, you establish the characters and the world they live in, then the protagonist has to overcome a problem, usually defeating a villain, then the characters live happily ever after, and the story is all wrapped up nicely with a bow, and just what a nice story we got there. I'm just gonna set it down and watch it from time to time and not change it one bit. But then a sequel comes along and says, "Oh, you thought the characters lived happily ever after?" And then rips off the nice bow and says there's another more evil villain who wasn't mentioned in the first movie for some reason. If a sequel turns out bad, it can devalue the original movie. There's a reason we don't talk about Atlantis 2 or Pocahontas 2. Or Mulan 2, or Hunchback 2, or Aladdin 2, or Cinderella 2.
I didn't even know there was
a
Hunchback 2.
Tarzan 2. Because they didn't happen.
Oh,
so that's
I
why
was
I'm
gonna
always
say.
impressed whenever a good sequel is made. And a studio that I think does an amazing job at making sequels is called DreamWorks. But I've noticed a pattern with DreamWorks franchises that I've coined the DreamWorks trequel paradox. I think the right word might be trilogy, but I'm just going to say trequel.
Trequel.
You see, DreamWorks has a track record of creating amazing sequels, but pretty subpar
Good
trequels.
point.
Here's what I mean. Now, keep in mind that these are not my opinion. These reviews are objectively correct facts.
Correct.
And also,
Gotcha.
I just want to say I know that these movies are kids' movies, but I like animated movies more than real ones. And I'm a cartoon character, so Shrek 1.
So you know
great
of
movie,
what you
great
speak.
characters, great message, 10 onion layers out of 10. Shrek 2, it's the first movie in history to be better than the original, and it created the best music video of all time. I need 11 heroes out of 10. Shrek 3?
It's got a point with that
Not
one.
my swamp. Okay, I know we might not all agree, but here's another example.
Watching it, but it was
Kung
definitely
Fu Panda
the weakest.
1, perfect movie.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
movie with anthropomorphic animals is always a win in my book. I think we have a best-selling franchise on our Panda Paws. Kung Fu Panda 2, just as good as the original. How many sequels have an animated bird as a villain?
I enjoyed it, but it
Besides
was
Stuart Little 2.
I liked
far,
one
we
better.
got 10s across the board, but then Kung Fu Panda 3 comes along and... I'm sorry, Jablinski, I just...
Yep.
wasn't
Agreed
feeling
again.
this one. Which is why I was so worried for How to Train Your Dragon 3.
I haven't seen 3 yet.
Let's just say the DreamWorks trequel paradox didn't break its trend. However, there's one
Really?
franchise
That's
that
too
doesn't
bad. That-
follow
I
the
haven't seen
DreamWorks
that yet.
trequel paradox, and it haunts my dreams. Works. And that franchise is Madagascar. I remember loving this movie as a kid, and apparently
love
I
that
wasn't the
movie.
only kid who enjoyed it, because it made $193,595,521. So
69
DreamWorks
cents.
made 2 more of these movies, and created the thing that haunts my dreams. Now, personally, I don't really care for these movies. They're fine. I haven't rewatched them at all, so 5 out of 10. But there's another movie in this franchise. A movie that shouldn't be as good as it is, and honestly, I'm a little embarrassed to admit that it
1
might
and
make
2.
the
I don't
list of my
think I saw
top 5
3.
favorite movies. I don't think enough people are talking about this movie, so I'm going to be the one who breaks the ice. That metaphor is relevant because we're talking about Penguins of Madagascar. Penguins of Madagascar
I didn't see
is
that.
the best movie that features penguins ever. Better than Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2, and it's 1,000 times more realistic than March of the Penguins. There's a scene where the penguins fall off an airplane and go hopping from one airplane to another. It's so entertaining, and it's all done in one continuous camera shot.
I always liked
so I'm not talking with a hint of irony when I say that this scene is a cinematic masterpiece.
Oh,
I don't
man.
remember when I first watched
gotta see
Penguins of
that then.
Madagascar.
I
It came
like the
out when I was
penguins.
18, so I'm probably not the target demographic. But I remember after watching it thinking, wow. That was a good movie. And I didn't think about that movie again until years later on Halloween night 2018.
Now
I
he's
was in
got
a
me
Discord
kinda wanting to
call with
watch
some
that.
friends who were also spending their Halloween night behind a computer, and naturally we were discussing which Madagascar sequel was better. Some people actually liked the second one, which was surprising, and I said, well,
I
no
didn't
matter what
mind
you
it.
think of the sequels, at least we can all agree that Penguins of Madagascar is better than both of them, right? And everyone in the call was like, what are you talking about? And instead of watching a scary movie that Halloween night, we all virtually watched a movie about penguins together, and I think everyone liked it. Okay, let's talk about another studio, Pixar.
Yeah,
Pixar movies do
I
a
gotta
good
watch
job
that
at
then.
appealing to a wide audience.
What did you guys think
Kids
of it
like
that
them
saw
because they're a
Penguins of
cartoon,
Madagascar?
and adults like them because of their heavy themes like old people dying. Almost every movie Pixar has made has been a
Freaking
cinematic
up.
classic.
Oof.
Penguins of Madagascar, however, is not one of those emotionally inducing movies. It doesn't teach a thought-provoking life lesson.
Good.
It's an hour and a half of penguins fighting an octopus, and I love it. Every morning when I watch Penguins of Madagascar, I feel like a kid
Going
again.
home.
I am jealous of the writing in this movie. Okay, there's one fart joke, but that's my only complaint. Now, do I think Penguins is better than all of these
That's not
Pixar
enough fart
movies?
jokes?
No, definitely not. But I do think this movie is really good, and IMDb gave it a 6.7 when it clearly deserves a 10. I don't know if this video convinced you to watch Penguins of Madagascar, but
It
if you're
kinda has.
retroactively looking for the next summer blockbuster
Excuse
movie
me,
to
guys.
watch, then it's got my recommendation. James, are you being sponsored by Penguins? I wish. There wasn't really a point to this video. I just wanted an excuse to talk about my favorite DreamWorks spinoff. So, in
I like
conclusion,
videos like this.
I'm really excited for The Dark Crystal 2 coming out on Netflix. The show's being released on August 30th, which is coincidentally this channel's 5-year anniversary. So don't expect me to work that day. Okay, admittedly, this video went off the rails a tiny bit.
No, that was really interesting.
Hey, everyone.
I like hearing about
like I always say this,
things
but
like that.
I know it's been a while. I did a lot of shows recently, like Scribble Showdown, which you might have heard of. I'm going on tour in early October, so click the link in the description for more information. I know it's summer when I post this video, but I don't post that often, so I probably won't get another chance to tell you that there's some back-to-school bundles in my merch store if you're one of those people that goes to school.
Oh, that's cool.
Big thanks to everyone who worked on this video. I couldn't have done it without them. And a big thanks to you for watching me gush about penguins for a really long time.
I honestly enjoyed that.
I hope you don't think of me any differently knowing that I dislike The Lion King 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm really tired and I want to get this video done, so I'm just going to wrap up this end card. Wear your seatbelt.
Wear your seatbelt. Nice. I was entertained by it. I like videos like that are just, well, I like randomness anyway, but that just come up with a perspective, because I've got some movies in my past that I know not much of anybody knows about, and for some reason just hit the right chord with me. I mentioned one the other day. I don't remember if it was in a video or on a live stream. Hot Rod. Andy Samberg. I don't know how many of you guys have seen that. It's stupid. It's monumentally stupid. And yet it's one of my all-time favorites. Spaz Kid and I laugh like idiots was a given. Laugh like mental patients, also a given. Every time we watch it. And it was one we just stumbled on. I still remember it was a few years ago. We were just sitting around watching TV, and I was flipping channels, and it was on USA or one of those. It's like, oh, let's try this. And we, especially the falling down the side of the mountain, we laughed. So in other words, I get what he's saying. And I haven't seen the Penguins of Madagascar movie, but I have seen some good hunks of the TV series they did. And those characters make me laugh my ass off. I love all of them. The voicing on the Penguins is fantastic. The series was funny. I don't know why I never did see it, but he made good points. Other than that, I'm pretty much with him, pretty much down the line with what he said there. And then, you have the Pixar movies. Up, my wife and I just love Up. We love obviously the little love story. It's a love story about old people. we're old people. We don't get catered to that often in entertainment, so that was kind of a given. Very good video. I really enjoyed this.